Okay, I woke up to this comment and let's talk about it. What I showed in that video of me talking about the mental load with my son was not parentification. Parentification is real, and it's when you're treating a child like in a responsibility level that an adult would be. So like if you're asking a child to provide for the family or to care for younger siblings more than is reasonable, or like if it's like when the parent is absent and unable to do those things, that's when parentification comes into play. That's not the situation here. That being said, there is a very popular model for parent-child feeding responsibility that was developed by this like dietitian therapist person. And I don't remember the official name of it, but basically the idea behind it is that when it comes to meals, the parent decides what and when, and the child decides how much. And I think it's a really great model, and I do use it a lot of the time. However, sometimes I ask my kids, what do you want to eat? And that does not mean that I'm parentifying them. It just means I'm asking them what they want to eat. So that being said, if you feel like this particular instance of handing off the mental load to a child is something you don't feel comfortable with, there are other ways you could use this, and it could be things like morning jobs. So instead of me telling my kids a morning job I want them to do, they look around and then they see something that they think might need to be done, and they say, hey mom, I saw that the couch cushions aren't put up. Can that be one of my morning jobs? And they say, yes, great. So that helps alleviate the mental load of me having to think about the job I want them to do. And then another thing would be like the mental load of knowing where their shoes are or knowing where their socks are. Like a lot of times they'll come to me asking me where those things are, and I can say, sorry, that is not something that I'm going to keep track of. That is something that you need to keep track of because it's your belonging. Obviously, it's going to be different with a 1-year-old than it is going to be with a 7-year-old. So there's so much nuance in this conversation, but I just wanted to assure you that what I showed in that list video was definitely not parentification.